One of the things I promised at the end of last year was to double down on talking about how and why you should be using some of the digital tools I talk about on this channel. And one of the best ways to do that is to see how another designer is using them. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikkel Drew Pelham. I am a digital fashion specialist teaching digital fashion design and communication through my company, 383 Design Studio, as well as the Fashion Institute of Technology and various other universities. I talk about digital fashion software, design communication, and fashion entrepreneurship on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, if you're not familiar with the app Make the Dot, I currently have a few videos that you can watch to see more about exactly what you can do in the app, as well as how to do it. But today, I want to focus more on what you might use this application for and show you how I'm currently using the tool to plan a wardrobe update. The first part of my design process is just finding inspiration. So I was really just pulling pictures of items that I liked, whether that be from catalogs, runway, boutiques. I'm trying to focus on high fashion that I can then adapt and rework to fit my own aesthetic and size. But there were definitely lots of one-off pieces that may not be high fashion, but that I still liked and thought could be cute on me. I was also pulling accessories because I not only wanted to build out apparel pieces for my wardrobe that could work for many different occasions and that I'm going to have for a while, but also things that I could style differently. So I was also looking for hats, bags, shoes, jewelry to complete the look. And again, just pulling all these things onto the Make the Dot board, not really editing anything, but just adding whatever I think could be cool. Now, one of the things that I truly appreciate about Make the Dot is that they have a Chrome extension that allows you to add pictures directly to your board while you're searching the internet. And not only that, but it also saves the source, meaning where you got that picture from. That came in particularly handy for the footwear and the hats because those I don't plan to make. I'm just going to buy them. Once I pulled all of the images I was interested in, at least for now, I started separating them into categories. And then I was able to start creating looks, and those included inspiration photo, main colors, fabric, accessories, including hats and jewelry, if I plan to include those in the styling, and then any sketches I've done to rework the look, and the photorealistic version that I've put through Make the Dot Style Builder, which I'll show you in a second. Now, each look may not have every single element. For instance, with this first look, it's pretty simple. It's an oversized sweatshirt over a button down, or at least that's how I'm going to wear it, and a relaxed pant with a pinch pleat. Because I'm going to make this pretty much as is, I'm not going to redraw it. What I've added to this board are the main colors, which I chose by clicking on the picture with the eyedropper. That will automatically choose and create a Pantone chip that I can add to the board. And know that for me, since this is for myself and not a larger brand, this color is just going to be a reference. More than likely, I'll have to choose from existing colors. I'm not custom dyeing anything. Here, I've chosen a fabric, and if I click on the fabric and then onto the details, it'll show me the link to the site so that when I'm ready, I can order this fabric. I've also got some hat options, earrings, and then a bag option, and it's a cloth bag, so I'll most likely make it myself. TBD on the fabric though. So I've taken a similar approach for each of the remaining looks. And one of the other great features is being able to start my fabric sourcing within the app. For instance, in look 2, I love this Madras fabric. And so I started searching for something similar in the fabric widget. You can use the suppliers that are on the app, or you can upload your own fabric library. But either way, you can add a search term and it'll bring up everything from the existing suppliers and your library that have fabric tagged with your search term. And these are not only US suppliers you're probably already familiar with, like Mood, B&J Fabrics, Britex, Queen of Raw, but also several overseas fabric mills as well. The other thing that can be incredibly helpful is the filter, which will allow you to customize your search. So if you're looking for a specific fabric composition, specific colors, if you want to set a minimum or maximum on the price per yard, fabric weight, cuttable width, shipping country. That's a big deal right now for anyone who might be dealing with added tariffs or want to avoid that headache. Or if you have sustainability initiatives and you want to only use dead stock or recycled products. So I started there for look 2, but then also looked for some additional options, which are the other swatches you see. I still have to find a fabric for the pant. Same thing for look 3. One is from the fabric library and one is from something I sourced at a different fabric store. And then I just wanted to take you to look 4 because here I did some modifications to the dress and I want to show you how you can use the Style Builder to create a photoreal rendering to add to your board. I've created this rough sketch in Fresco, which if you're not familiar with Fresco, it's basically Adobe's version of Procreate. It's a very similar dress, but I wanted to change the sleeve and to see it with the proportions fit on a more curvy croquis. To make it more photoreal, I'm going to use the AI Style Builder. Upload my sketch, pick a fabric closest to what I think I'm going to use, and then choose a similar color, which I can always change later. Also, one of the new updates to Style Builder is that you can upload your Adobe Swatch Exchange, a .asc or a .aco file, so you can use your own color palette. Then click Render, give it about 30 seconds or so, and it's going to give me 4 options to choose from. On all of these options, it added a seam at the bottom, which you might think, why did it add it there? That wasn't on the sketch. And it wasn't, but it should have been. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm sewing this for myself and I truly wanted this to be seamless, I could do it. You'll probably waste a lot of fabric because it doesn't make good use of the marker, but I can do it. In a bulk production scenario, however, you'd have to put a seam in there so that you could get a better marker, meaning a better fabric layout, and you'd waste a lot less fabric. So even though the tool added something that wasn't there, it actually added something that would be more beneficial to you when you're making a real garment. And I will say that this is not the first time Style Builder has done that, which is another reason why I believe it's one of the most useful AI tools for fashion that I've used. If you're going to use AI, make sure it's doing something for you that's helping the process of creating a physical garment, not creating something that's not physically possible to produce. Now, in the event that you really don't want the seam, you can choose Edit and Eraser and erase the seam and some of the shirring, and it'll re-render it without the seam. If not, you can either download or you can edit in prints and colors and update the color or add a print if you want. Notice the tool has segmented the image, so if you wanted to, you could also color block or add in a print here and there. I tried this again with another sketch that was a bit more simplified, much more A-line, but no gathering at the bottom. So I'm deciding between the two, but leaning more towards the top one. So those are the looks I put together for now, and I'll keep adding to this. My goal is to have 10 new looks total. I would love to say that I'll have them all complete in physical form by the end of the year, but that is very ambitious. Besides having the time to pattern and sew them all, there's the matter of the money for all the accessories and the footwear. So I'm taking my time with this. My next step will be to start creating that first look, the green one, in Style 3D or Clo 3D. So once I create the patterns for that, I'll add the 3D to this board as well, and then start thinking about ordering sample yardage to make a sample. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope that gave you some idea of how you can use Make the Dot for the initial part of your design development, including research, concept, and even collaboration, because you can share these boards with a co-designer or a client. You both can even be in the board updating it at the same time. It's pretty dope. Stay tuned for the next chapter of this, where I'll show you how I'm creating that first look in 3D and using the patterns to cut and sew my garment. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time.